From finally revealing the truth of how Midas got his gold touch to even solving one of Fortnite's biggest mysteries 6 years later. With Season 3 here, that means a new battle pass, and I'm going to be hooking up a bunch of you guys who hit the like button on today's video with the Season 3 battle pass. So once you hit it, leave a comment down below with your epic ID. Right now in game are hidden murals behind the vines of these walls deep within the ancient jungle, which explain the storyline of Fortnite. But before we solve that mystery, one of Fortnite's biggest mysteries was the disappearance of Dr. Sloan, and now we finally know her plan and where she's been all this time. After her efforts to destroy the last reality backfiring, and her attack on the Seven to destroy the loop once and for all failing too, her storyline finally came to an end when she was finally destroyed by Paradigm in the mech, with the tank being crushed and destroyed, never to be seen again. Well, that's what we thought. A few years have gone past with the community pretty sure that she was never going to be seen again, and that was until the end of last season. Dotted around Slappy Shores were payphones that would randomly ring, pick them up, and whoever was at the end of this line would hang up straight away. This could only be one person that would ring these payphones: Dr. Sloan. People with a very good memory realised she was the only person in Fortnite ever to communicate through them, which only meant one thing: she was still alive. We then jumped into Season 3, and to everybody's surprise, watching us from the shadows was Dr. Sloan. She's now an NPC patrolling the island, and if you approach her as Gunner, she says she no longer has anything to do with the Imagined Order. Speak to her as anyone else, and she says help her or stay out of her way. It turns out she got a helping hand from Relic after finding herself in this ancient jungle, and now Dr. Sloan wants nothing to do with him. Her main goal now is to explore the past of this jungle along with the luminaries to uncover the mysteries of this place. I just wonder what she's gonna get up to. I mean, Jones, after the Collision live event, said she wasn't always like this, so she might actually be good now. And deep beneath these ruins is an artifact that ties together one of Fortnite's biggest mysteries: Midas and his gold touch. Midas was introduced to us all the way back in Chapter 2, Season 2. That's over 3 years ago now. He's an international crime boss, and he overtook the island with his power and wealth, looking to stop one thing: the Fortnite loop. His history at that point was unknown at first, and to how he got his golden touch. After failing to stop the storm with the Doomsday device, the island then flooded, he then got eaten by a shark, and he was never seen again. That was until Donald Mustard confirmed that that was one of his snapshots that died, and that Midas is actually still alive. For years, Fortnite have been teasing his return. I mean, even this season, he has special interactions with mouse schools. But the biggest mystery of Midas wasn't his disappearance, but how he got his gold touch. And this brings it all together in Season 3, where we now finally find out and understand what happened. At first, everyone thought Midas and Oro were the same person because of the gold, the scar across the eye, but it turns out that Midas got his gold touch after getting too greedy and trying to steal Oro's gold. And this season shows how it happens. This curse means that everything he touches turns to gold, and this curse ended up giving him the scar same as Oro. When completing the snapshot quest this season, you'll notice that inside part of these ruins lies a gold chalice, called the Chalice of Cubetastrophe, inside a box which is covered in the logos of Aura and Aurelia. And when you interact with it, boom, you turn to gold and get the curse. And this is exactly what happened to Midas all them years ago. I mean, we even got a teaser of this way back when Marigold, Midas's wife, went on the hunt for gold and stumbled across Aurelia. And that's how Midas got his gold touch. He was trying to steal this chalice. And one of Fortnite's greatest ever mysteries was the disappearance of Colombos back in Chapter 3, Season 2. But guess what? We now know where they've gone. One of Fortnite's favourite ever additions left the community stumped one day when they just disappeared. And well, believe it or not, the answer to this was in front of our eyes this whole time. The Colombos were added back in Chapter 3 Season 1 along with Tilted Towers, and everybody fell in love with them. But it wasn't long before they disappeared. But it turns out there was special dialogue with Haven that would tell us what happened to them. Haven was the island's child, raised by the island to defend it. But the biggest question that was always on her mind was, why did the Colombos leave? If you speak to Haven Sloan as herself, she would have a special interaction, saying that the Colombos disappeared in the same strange flash of light that brought them here. That strange flash of light being the 0 point creating a rift. She had followed the Colombos' tracks which had led her to the 0 point, so this is our only explanation as to what happened to them. Unfortunately, as you know, it looks like one of them got left behind. Will we ever see them back in Fortnite again? Well, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Talking about the 0 point, the biggest mystery right now that everybody wants to know is what's gonna be happening with the 0 point. Well, we actually know. For right now, the mystery of the 0 point has got everybody puzzled. Why is it covered in stone and why is it making weird noises? Well, check this out. The 0 point was the source of the Big Bang, once the heart of Reality Zero and the origin of all realities in the Omniverse. For years, it's protected itself against countless attacks from people wanting to use its power, but this time, it's sitting on the surface on the island in a form we've never seen before. Covered in stone, it's currently petrified and groaning non-stop. And if you listen to Optimus Prime, he says the power that once flowed through the island, that being the 0 point, is now faded. And formidable enemies have taken notice, and it won't be long until the island is under attack again. The 0 point is currently trying to hide itself, but it might be too late. In the files of the game, leakers have exposed the future of the 0 point, and it doesn't look good. Files such as Zero Lava suggest the 0 point could be on fire in the next couple of weeks, and I think we got our first look at the 0 point in this state in the Battle Pass right here. And it seems like Fortnite's storyline has had a few unanswered questions, like the location of the Seven and the return of the last reality. But Optimus Prime, overseeing the island, has said formidable enemies have taken notice and are currently on their way, which seems like the last reality will be making a return at the end of this chapter. At the end of Season 3, after the Herald destroyed Reality Zero and exposed the 0 point, leaked gameplay showed the last reality coming to steal the 0 point, but it ended up getting scrapped, leaving everyone questioning, will they ever return? Well, this is where the mystery of this new biome comes in. Right now in game are hidden murals behind the vines of these walls in the ancient ruins, which explains the storyline of Fortnite, and it's not looking good for the island. One of these murals is obviously dedicated to this season's collab, Transformers, but the other two murals are covered in both rubble and vines. The biggest threat to Fortnite's island has always been the last reality. Even when we flipped the island, the Foundation said they would be back. These ancient ruins that have recently exposed themselves on the islands show a world that once lived in the past that lived with advanced technologies. This is the home of the last reality. From the glyphs matching up to the ones seen on the cubes, to even the flowers matching up to all the different colours of cubes that we've seen, this seems like our only way of finally destroying the last reality is to mess with their past. One of these murals behind the vines, it shows the apparatus up and working using the refined kinetic ore looking into another reality. So what is this mural on the other wall? Well, some say they see the cube live event that we saw at the end of chapter 2, and some see the Ice King and all the other elements combined. Whatever it is, it reveals the future of Fortnite and ties together the storyline that we've been trying to understand for the last 6 years.